So right now, there's a new hit game out called Stray. And basically, you play as a cat and do little missions and explore. I've only watched people play this. I have not played it myself. I'm honestly not very interested in checking this game out, and that's okay. I don't think it's a game that's made for everybody, but that's fine. This is why I don't get the arguments about Elden Ring needing to be for everybody. Not all games have to be for every single person. So, Stray, a very harmless game. I mean, how much more harmless can you get than a game about a cat that explores shit? But Kotaku finds a way. Where there is a will, there is a way, and Kotaku has pulled it off. Stray falls into the usual Orientalism pitfalls of the cyberpunk genre. The cat simulation game appropriates Asian aesthetics, but doesn't grapple with the walled city's historical legacy. It's a mouthful. So, I haven't done a video on one of these kinds of shitty articles in a long time, but I'm going to do one today to kind of show you why this exists, because this is nonsense. So what is this essentially saying in this long, awful article that doesn't need to exist because this is a very harmless game that people like? It is definitely not racist, which is what they're calling this. They're calling this racist, and I'm going to show you what they're saying here. Basically, because the game takes place within a walled city. It's in a walled city. A video game concept artist whose family originates from Hong Kong explains the walled city was this super-packed city block full of crime and destitution. Thanks, triads. That it took decades until it was finally demolished. We don't talk about the high-rise coffin-sized apartment rooms these days. There is a muted anger there. The history of the walled city is tied to colonial rivalries, but none of it is represented in Stray. In this game, the city is a shelter built to protect humans from the plague. The only sentient beings left are self-aware robot companions who have built their own society in humanity's absence. I later appreciated their charming personalities, but when I first met these robots, my thought was, why are they wearing rice paddy hats? And there you go. So these robots, who aren't real people, are wearing rice paddy hats. How dare they appropriate culture? You know what the funny thing about all of this is if you talk to the people in these communities that embrace this culture, live this culture, when it's represented well in a positive way, such as this game, they usually are very thankful and happy about it. Like, oh, thank you for enjoying and learning about our culture. Only in the West, in the United States of America, will journalists sit down and say something like this is racist and awful and it needs to be addressed. So it'd be okay for the robot to wear straw hats if, and only if, the colonial roots of a walled city were addressed somehow in this game. Doesn't that sound ridiculous? It's because it is ridiculous. And apparently there's also rice patties in the game. Awful. Thankfully, Stray meets the bare minimum of not racist language to describe the robots. Oh. Why is this happening? Why? Because this is very desperate. We've seen this before. We saw this with Ghost of Tsushima. People were very upset about Ghost of Tsushima, said it's an awful game because it was made in the West by a Western studio full of people that weren't Japanese. So because of that, the game was very hated on by several game journalist outlets. And, of course, fans disagreed and enjoyed the game very much and gave it tons of rewards and money because it's a good game. And the funny thing about it is the game won awards from Japan. Like there was something they won or something. I can't remember the details on it, so take that little bit with a grain of salt. But I know I did a video about some kind of award, and the developers of this game, I think they were invited out or something. I don't know. But the game also sold like crazy in Japan. The people in Japan loved this game. They thought it was fine. In fact, they made it a big hot topic seller there. So it just shows you that people that write this kind of bullshit are full of shit. So you have Ghost of Tsushima, which caused a big uproar with weirdos. And then also recently there was a Sifu's Kung Fu Brawling. This game got people's asses in a twist too, because it was made by a studio full of white developers. So ridiculous. And what's funny is this movie is based on like old kung fu movies, like Bruce Lee movies and stuff. And they nailed it. It was a love letter to a genre of movies. You're not allowed to make stuff like that. Just like Ghost of Tsushima was a love letter to those old samurai movies. But no, it's racist. So this is all bullshit. Now, why does this article exist? It's because outlets like Kotaku are really facing the chopping block big time. This is a great example. I saw this on Comfish's channel. Vox Media cuts staff, slows down hiring as recession fears grow. A lot of these outlets are losing money big time. The recession is coming. It's not just them. McDonald's, Coca-Cola, Huggies, huge brands are raising their costs and prices now, or their higher costs are causing prices to raise because of inflation. We are, for sure, in a recession. Though that's disputed, so I would have to say allegedly because this is YouTube. But I think we all know what's going on here. Everybody's raising prices. It's just what's going on right now. And because of that, these shitty websites like Kotaku, Vox, Vice, they're all like gonna get chopped up. Like maybe one or two will survive, but the rest of them are like kaput. They're done. They're gonna get destroyed, cut loose, deleted. So they've got to get some clicks, and here they get some right here, and that's why this exists. I mean, look at BuzzFeed stock, $1.88 a share, up 14 cents. I think it's kind of hovered around this forever. And what was its max at? So it came out, $9.79. It's kind of pathetic, but well, it's down to $1.88. And it's going to get worse because nobody gives a shit about BuzzFeed. Just like nobody gives a shit about Kotaku. This is why they're so desperate to try to have some big scandal so that they can revive their websites because they are in deep trouble. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my locals. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, make sure to follow me over on Twitch. I do watch parties, play video games over there. They're always fun. Follow me over there and come hang out. Also, make sure you subscribe to YellowFlash, my other channel. There's a link to that in the description as well. I do a lot of live streams over there that I don't do on this channel. Usually smaller and a little bit more personal. So make sure you follow me over there and sign up.